Imagine you have been blessed by the sun god, just like me, Hanuman, with the power of immortality. What would your life look like? What would our society look like if everyone shared this blessing? In our mortal lives, we journey through youth, adulthood and old age, each stage marked by its own milestones and wisdom. But once we remove death from this cycle, what happens? Age becomes an irrelevant concept. Does our perception of time change? If there is no fear of the end, what guides us? What gives life purpose? Let's take a step back for a moment and think about our current reality. Our lives, filled with so much beauty, love and knowledge, are also shadowed by the inevitability of death. We learn, we grow, we build, all under the subtle but constant reminder of our mortality. But what happens when we remove this shadow? Would it liberate us, freeing our minds to explore, to learn endlessly, or would it leave us unanchored, adrift on an infinite sea of time? Let's consider this through the teachings of the great Indian sage Adi Shankaracharya, who proposed the philosophy of Advaita Vedanta, the idea of a universal and eternal soul. For Shankaracharya, the soul was immortal, and life was a journey towards realizing this truth. But if the body too becomes immortal, how does it affect our understanding of the soul? Does it bring us closer to the eternal or blur the line between the mortal and the immortal? Art, culture, music, they all stem from our shared human experiences. Our joy, our sorrow, our struggle, and our brief existence are all reflected in our creations. But what happens to our art in a world without end? Can a deathless society produce a Beethoven symphony or a Picasso painting? When life is no longer fleeting, would our art and culture take on new dimensions, reflecting the infinity of existence rather than the transience of life? And let's not forget, the world is teeming with countless life forms, all bound by the cycle of life and death. If we step out of this cycle, would we still feel a sense of kinship with our fellow creatures, or would it further widen the gap between us and them? If we humans are no longer a part of life's grand design, what are we? Now, let's delve into the realms of our societal structures and values. Our lives are structured around the journey from birth to death, with our societies designed to support this journey. The stages of life are defined, the rites of passage are marked, and the passage of time is acknowledged. But what happens when time loses its power over us? The concept of karma, central to Hindu philosophy, holds that our actions in this life determine our fate in the next. But if there's no next life, how does that impact our understanding of morality and righteousness? Would we still feel the same urge to do good, to be kind, to help others? Or would the endless expanse of time give birth to new moral and ethical dilemmas? Imagine our history, Gaurav, no longer as a stream flowing from the past to the future, but as a vast still lake with no beginning or end. How would our understanding of our past change when it's no longer a stepping stone to the future, but an eternal part of our present? The quest for knowledge has always been a crucial part of our existence. We've built great universities, we've studied the heavens, we've split the atom, all driven by our thirst for understanding. But how would our pursuit of knowledge change if we had forever to learn? Would we rush to invent, to discover, to explore, or would we take our time, knowing we have an eternity ahead of us? In the Mahabharata, it is said that what is here is found elsewhere. What is not here is nowhere. If here is a world of endless existence, what lies elsewhere? Lastly, let's contemplate on our relationships with each other and with ourselves. Throughout our lives, we form bonds of love, friendship, kinship, and sometimes enmity. But all these bonds are forged and experienced within the constraints of time. Without the ticking clock, how would our relationships evolve? Would love deepen over eons, or would it lose its essence without the pressing urgency of time? The Bhagavad Gita advises us to live in the present. But in a world that's all present, how do we live? When each moment is just one in an endless string of moments, how do we give value to the now? Furthermore, spirituality has always provided us a framework to understand the unknown, the divine, the afterlife. But what becomes of spirituality in a world where afterlife loses its meaning? Would our gods need to redefine their dominions, or would we humans need to reimagine our divine? As a devotee of Lord Rama, I, Hanuman, draw my strength from my devotion and my purpose from my duties. But in a world without end, would devotion and duty take on new meanings? Would we need new epics, new heroes, and new teachings to guide us through eternity? Now remember, these are all musings, ponderings, and questions. They are not predictions or blueprints. They are intended to invoke thought, inspire dialogue, and perhaps reveal how intricately our lives are woven around our mortality. They are a testament to our boundless curiosity and our eternal quest for understanding. As we navigate through the realm of the unknown, I leave you with this thought. In the grand dance of the cosmos, we are but fleeting moments of consciousness trying to understand itself. And as we continue to explore, to learn, and to evolve, we're participating in the universe's quest to understand itself. Whether we are mortal or immortal, what truly matters is our ability to question, to learn, and to marvel at the wonders of our existence. After all, the true essence of life, mortal or immortal, lies not in the number of our days, but in how we choose to live them.